What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the City Life Project YouTube channel for yet another picks and predictions video. Last minute picks and predictions preview for the UFC Fight Night Namajunas versus Cortez card. UFC ESPN Denver, whatever the hell the name of this UFC card is. We are back with UFC this Saturday, and we are going to be going through the entire card, starting with the prelims all the way to the main event. Let's get right into it. If you guys are new to the channel, smash that like button and subscribe. We also host Fight Companions every single weekend. I think we've already done like 4 or 5 already this week, starting on Thursday with Eris, and last night we covered Fury FC LFA, and after UFC tonight, we will be covering Deep 120, some Japanese MMA, and then tomorrow Samurai Fight House. So we're going to keep on rolling here, and we are going to start with the first matchup here on the card. That is right, a fight that was put together just, 3 days ago? 2 or 3 days ago? Evan Elder against Darius Flowers. Now, I want to note, neither of these guys train at elevation. Neither of these guys train at elevation, so this is going to be an interesting one. Evan Elder, 8-2 as a pro. He is 3-2 in his last 5 fights. Minus 420. He's the heavy favorite. Smoke him if you got him. 27 years of age, up against Darius Flowers, who, by the way, I mean, this one is going to be at 170 because it's such a short notice fight for both of them, but he's fought at middleweight before. He's fought at welterweight before, and he's been now fighting at 155. Again, this fight is going to be contested at 170 due to it being just thrown together so quickly. He's 12-7-1 as a pro, 3-2 in his last 5 fights on a 2-fight losing streak. Only 29 years of age, though. Power puncher and just like an explosive fighter in mixed martial arts all around. Like, he goes all out with his takedowns. He goes all out with his strikes. And it kind of shows here. 8 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 3 decisions. 4-1 in the LFA, 0-2 in the UFC, but he had a great win off Contender Series. Lost to Jake Matthews and Michael Johnson. I mean, those are 2 guys that if you're coming into the UFC, you do want to beat. Especially, like I said, just entering the Ultimate Fighting Championship. His win on Contender Series was good, and honestly, he had a good run in LFA and beating some good opponents on the regional scene as well. He's lost a lot in boxing here, but has been training his boxing, has been working on his technical striking. As we all know, what got him here was the power. On the other side of the matchup, Evan Elder, 8-2, like I said, and he's more of a volume striker. He's more of a technical striker, but again, at elevation here, I don't know who's going to gas first, the power puncher or the volume striker. We shall see. We shall see. I think this fight does have to end early, or else it's going to be a toss-up going into the 3rd round. He's at a kill cliff, 4 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 3 decisions, 1-2 in the UFC, 1-0 in LFA. Beat 10-2 Giuliano Valdez in his last fight, which is honestly a pretty good win there. Before then, lost to Salikhov, who Salikov's good. Salikov's good, and it was a doctor stoppage in the 3rd round. Preston Parsons, well, we'll forget about that one. We'll forget about that one. It's not like on the regionals he's beaten the best guys, but he's still relatively new, especially when he was in LFA. 3-0 going up against like 2-1 guy. I'm not going to blame him for going up against a 2-1 guy. I always say this. Until you've hit 4, 5, shoot, even 6 professional fights, I'm not going to be critical of a guy based on his opponents. You're taking whatever fighter you can get. You're signing whatever contract you can get as a pro. He did look really good as an amateur, though, fighting legit guys, 6-1, 9-2, going 6-1 as an amateur. I think the odds are a little crazy here, especially since it's at elevation and neither of them train at elevation, but I'm going with Evan Elder here. This is probably going to be a sloppy ass fight if it doesn't end early. And I even wrote in my notes here, odds are insane given the fact that they're both coming in on short notice, both coming in without being acclimated to the elevation. I guess the people betting on this value the volume striker over the power puncher here. I guess the money coming in are predicting that Flowers are going to gas himself early, swinging for the fences. I do like Elder's technique. I know that Flowers has been working on his technical boxing, though, so it's going to be interesting to see when they're in the pocket how this fight plays out. Flowers, if he does go with his explosive wrestling, though, that might just drain his gas tank very quickly. Each have fought on short notice before, though, in the UFC, so there is something to note there. But Evan Elder, that is my pick. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Hey, what's up, Hunter? Good to see you. You can count Flowers out. He beat Lou Sashul on the regional scene. Hey, what's up, Bad MMA Math? What's up, Seth? Or what's up, Sean? Good to see you, buddy. What's up, Dirty Reg? The pick is Elder. The bet is Flowers at the odds. There you go. There you go. I thought it was tripping when I looked at the card Friday. I'm really interested in the gas tank on this fight, too. Good morning, Sven. Good morning, Austin. Man. Look, we got the boys here in the live chat. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Isha motherfucking Jerome. What's up, Sean? Like I said, and Dirty Reg. Austin Malley. By the way, thanks to everyone who was hanging out with us last night. And Sven, I still got the beer cans here, buddy. Sven and I shotgunning a beer last night. It was a lot of fun on stream, dude. I got my clipboard here as well. We're getting professional for this one. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Here. Josh Fremd against Andre Petroski. Josh Fremd, 11-5 as a pro. He is 2-3 in his last 5 fights. This is a pick'em, -110 a piece. Andre Petroski, 10-3 as a pro, 3-2 in his last 5 fights, but he did lose his last 2 in a row. Andre Petroski, 33 years of age, 4 KO TKOs, 4 submissions, 2 decisions, 5-2 in the UFC, 0-1 in LFA. Lost to Michel Pereira and Jacob Malkoun in his last fight. This one we'll get into in a sec here. Good win against Gerald Mearshart. Now, I thought that GM3 did get the better of him. I did think GM3 won that fight, but it was a close split decision. They were both pretty gassed by the end of it, and it was a good win against Turman. What's up, Joshua? Good to see you, buddy. Fremd, on the other hand, 30 years of age, 4 KO TKOs, 4 submission, 3 decisions, 2-3 in the UFC, 4-1 in LFA. He did look really good in LFA. He beat some decent opponents on the regional scene. 1-0 in Bellator as well. Lost to Roman Kopylov. Beat Jamie Pickett, Cedric Dumas, as you should if you just want to be in the UFC. Lost to Trayshawn Gore, though, man. I should just end this right now and pick Petroski because he lost to Trayshawn Gore. Anthony Hernandez, that's not a bad loss at all. Anthony Hernandez is actually very good. But if you look at the guys who we beat on LFA and who we fought on LFA, solid opponents. For this one, I am going to go with... I'm going with Andre Petroski. However, he did get KO'd by a hip in his last fight. That is right, Jacob Malkoun's hip. But he is the way better grappler. Fremd is a little bit bigger than him, but I don't think he's stronger than him, especially in the wrestling, especially in the grappling department. Cardio has been an issue for Petroski before, despite him having a grappling base. And at elevation, let's just hope he's acclimated because that ain't going to do him any favors. But overall, I do think Petroski is better in all areas. Again, Fremd lost to Trayshawn Gore, bro. Last 2 wins were not against impressive opponents either, in my opinion, for Josh Fremd, Jamie Pickett, Cedric Dumas. But having said that, Andre Petroski, Turman's good, but Nick Maximov, come on. I know he was 8-0, but he ain't nothing special. I did like Josh Fremd's performances in LFA. I think Petroski has to finish him early. Has to really basically win the first 2 rounds, because the third round, assuming Fremd has a better gas tank than Petroski, this ain't going to look good for Andre if he just relies on the wrestling for this entire fight. But that is where he's better than Fremd. So anyways, going with Petroski. That is my pick, locking it in. Next fight on the card. I'll get back to your guys' comments here in a moment. Luana Santos against Maria Agapova. Luana Santos 7-1 as a pro. She is 4-1 in her last 5 fights on a 4-fight win streak, going up against Maria Agapova, who's 10-4, 2-3 in her last 5 fights on a 2-fight losing streak. Heavy favorite is Luana Santos in this one, 24 years of age. 1 KO TKO, 3 submissions, 3 decisions, 2-1 in LFA, 2-0 in the UFC. Beat Stephanie Egger in her last fight, which honestly, not a bad win at all. Juliana Miller, not that great of a fighter, let's be perfectly honest, was rushed into the UFC through the Ultimate Fighter. Juliana Miller put a ton of pressure on her early, and she was able to get the better of her in the clinch, get the better of her up against the cage, get the better of her in the striking, and actually had some big shots land on Miller. Maria Agapova, let's take a look at her resume here. Started off with some promise, but has had a lot of issues outside of the cage in her personal life. And even now, despite having support for some of the fellow fighters, despite getting paid going and competing in some grappling matches, I just don't think she's as dialed right now. And I'm not blaming her necessarily for that, but let's be honest, Luana Santos, young fighter, just entered the UFC, good people around her. It should make a difference. Regardless though, Agapova, 3 KO TKO, 5 submissions, 2 decisions, 2-3 in the UFC, 2-0 in Invicta, and she actually lost her fight on Contender Series. Look, I don't blame her for losing against Helena Krevard. Even though Krevard is only 17 years of age, she's an absolute beast and was like twice the size of Agapova. Lost to Jillian Robertson. On the other side of things, smaller Jillian Robertson was able to submit her. And Marina Moroz, she's no joke. Marina Moroz is no joke. Other than that, though, not super impressed with her resume. 10-3 gal was good. Hannah Cyphers, where's she gone on to? Yeah, 10-7, like whatever. But again, Santos is fine. She's okay from what I've seen in the cage thus far in the UFC. Agapova, I mean, if all was going well in her life, she had a good support team, a good gym, etc., this one could be closer to a pick'em. But having said that, I watched the last few fights of Santos. I did watch some tape, and that's ultimately the reason I'm going with her. All things outside of the cage for Agapova aside. Agapova, by the way, does need a win and money, so she just might go balls to the wall on this one and just look for like a knockout, which, hey, it's mixed martial arts. Everyone has a puncher's chance, even on the women's side. However, Luana Santos coming off a great win, and the Bartra Rodriguez in LFA, that was actually not a bad win either. Way better win than Miller, in my opinion, despite that one being in the UFC. Confident. Luana is more dialed in this one. She has decent grappling. Like I said, good technique in the clinch and up against the cage as well. Breaking, she throws the elbows and the right, shots, uppercuts, hooks upon exiting the clinch. Employs knees and low kicks as well at range. Well, knees in the clinch and low kicks at range, and actually has landed some good shots with a little bit of pop on them. That was the beginning of the end for the Juliana Miller fight, where she landed a nice, I believe it was overhand right in that one, to start, well, the demise of Juliana Miller in that one. So Luana Santos, as Dirty Reg says, landslide. That is my pick. Let's freaking go. All right, I'll get back to you guys' comments here right now. I'm just going to get this one up on screen. And again, big shout out to everyone who's hanging out with us for our last-minute picks and predictions, last-minute preview. All right. The fact Fremd and Petro are pick'em odds is hilarious. Yeah. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. And the mighty was Andre Petroski. My not betting advice from last night hit. I don't want to say the name again. Pogacar plus 350. Seth Petrozzoli. Seth Petrozzoli, is he still in the UFC? Or is he not in BKFC now? I forget. I can't keep track. What's up, Joshua? Petroski meme hip KO. Nice, Joshua. I can never get over Fremd losing to Gore. I need Fremd bad that night. I needed Fremd bad that night. This finishes round 1, or is a boring decision in my mind. Yo, what's up, Scorpio MMA? Guys, go subscribe to Scorpio MMA. Let's try to get him to 1,000 subscribers. I put 150 on plus 3.5 Blackshear, Kline, plus 3.5. Dober versus Silva to end in KO. Abdul and Rose over 2.5 rounds for 1,400. Dude, I like that. That's a good bet, man. Take note, ladies and gentlemen. Fremd screwed me so bad that I'll never pick him to win another fight in my lifetime. Later, I'm going to go see Hank's YouTube channel tonight for UFC. And Hank in the chat have a YouTube channel, UFC. Yeah, Josh. We went over that last night, buddy. I don't know about the fight, but damn, Tracy, what's up, No Chill MMA? No Chill will probably be streaming tonight as well, so you guys should go check him out. Good to see you, my friend. I think it's a landslide for Santos. Sounds good, Joshua. Yeah, Jay will be doing some boxing in UFC tonight as well. Yo, what's up, Euphoric Notes? Good to see you, my friend. How are you doing today? All right, let's continue on here. Montel Jackson against Damon Blackshear. Damon Jackson, 13-2 as a pro, and he is 4-1 in his last 5 fights. He is the slight favorite at minus 145. He's 32 years of age. Damon Blackshear, 14-6-1, 2-2-1 draw in his last 5 fights. He's the slight underdog at plus 120, 29 years of age. 2 KO, TKO, 9 submissions, 3 decisions, 2-2-1 in the UFC, 1-0 in Bellator. Lost to Mario Bautista in his last fight, but went the distance with him and literally took that fight, 7 days later after beating Jose Johnson in the first round with that beautiful twister. Before then beat Luan Lacerda, who's actually pretty good. No shame in losing to Farid Bashrat. Draw against Zalal. I mean, his resume is good. Cage Fury FC beat some legit guys as well. 5-2, 5-1, 5-0. But basically, since 2021, he hasn't fought like a chump, realistically. Looking at his opponent, though, Montel Jackson, man, dangerous fighter. 7 KO TKOs, 1 submission, 5 decisions, 7-2 in the UFC, 1-0 off Contender Series, but he's been inactive. He hasn't fought in over a year. Canceled fights against Basharat, Said Nurmagomedov, and Chris Gutierrez. Now, not all of it was his fault, but you look at his last 2 wins before, basically in 2023 and 2022. Rani Yaya finished him in the first round. Julio Arce couldn't finish him. JP Buys couldn't finish him. Yaya, old going into that one, right? 37, 38 years of age. Past his prime, let's be perfectly honest. And you can't finish JP Buys and Julio Arce when you are, just like I said, a dangerous fighter. That's a little concerning. However, there have been points in the UFC where we've all watched him and we've been like, okay, this guy has what it takes to be a top guy. But his inactivity, man, and the fact that Damon Blackshear has been looking really, really good in his last fights, win or loss. I'm picking Damon Blackshear. I'm going with the underdog on this. I was glad he was the underdog when I was doing my prep as well. I'm going to say this with a lot of these. Elevation could be a factor, but I think it could be a factor in the finishing ability of both of these guys. But Damon Blackshear, as of late anyways, has good finishing ability as well, both on the ground and on the feet. Again, fighting a week after his win, that twister submission victory. He went the distance, and for the first 2 rounds looked really good. I didn't blame him for getting tired there in the later parts of that fight. His grappling is nasty, ladies and gentlemen. And since 2021, he's only fought good opponents. Win or loss. Solid striking as well. Go watch some of his fights in Cage Fury FC, man. His step back counter rights, chef's kiss. And he almost invites guys that blitz with the big shots because his counter striking is very, very good. His technique is great on the feet as well. Again, Montel Jackson, dangerous historically, but he's been inactive. It's hard to tell where he's going to be right now. And again, recently he's only really finished regional level guys, right? He should have finished JP Buys. Yeah, I'm going Damon Blackshear on this one. I've liked what I've seen. That is my pick. Locking it in. Okay, like I said, we'll get back to the comments after we get through a chunk of these. Jasudavicius, Fatima Kline in the next one, ladies and gentlemen. Jasudavicius 10-3 as a pro up against Fatima Kline, who's undefeated in pro mixed martial arts. 6-0 as a pro. 24 years of age. A very talented grappler. Double champ in Cage Fury FC before making the jump to the UFC. And still relatively young, 11 years younger than that of Jasudavicius. 2 KO, TKO, 1 submission, 3 decision. That's the thing though, guys. She uses her grappling to try to get into positions to finish gals, but doesn't submit them. She hasn't, I think I wrote in my notes, her last submission wasn't, it was a long time ago, man. Her last submission was in 2021 against a 1-0 gal who hasn't really gone on to do too much. 4-0 in Invicta. Her last win against a 6-3 gal was good in Cage Fury FC. Look, like her fights in her last few fights in Cage Fury FC have been good. They have been really good. It's just like for this submission / grappling phenom, where are the submissions? Where are the submissions? And the girl who she fought last time is tiny compared to Jasudavicius, who's going to be taller, lankier, and stronger. So there's just that to note. Come on, Joshua. No need to spam again, buddy. We've literally answered all your questions. Jasudavicius, 10-3 as a pro, like I said, 3-2 in her last 5 fights. 2 KO, TKO, 2 submissions, 6 decisions. She's scrappy, man. She's scrappy and strong. 4-2 in the UFC, 1-0 in Contender Series. Look, Cachoeira is not that great, but she near murdered her in the cage, man. She near murdered her. She almost went Valentina Shevchenko on her ass. Lost to Tracy Cortez. It's a unanimous decision. Sure, I'll give it to Tracy, but it wasn't a one-way traffic. It was a good back and forth fight. Jasmine pulling on her hair was hilarious. Beat Miranda Maverick, a very strong and solid wrestler and grappler. 8-1 gal in Fernandez. I mean, Natalia Silva's really good as well. So her last 2 losses have been against very good volume strikers, and she's been able to weather the storm against, wait for it, grapplers. Who is she going up against? A grappler who's never fought in the UFC yet. I'm going with Jasudavicius here. She's the slight favorite at -125. I'm interested to see how the lines move live or just prior to this event in a few hours. But I think Jasudavicius is well-rounded. She's a way better striker. She's stronger. And if she can keep this on the feet, if she can shut down the grappling of Fatima Kline, shut down the takedowns, then I think she will force this on the feet and absolutely dominate. She will pick her apart. Again, Fatima Kline, good at getting in positions to dominate on the ground and to get that control time, to get that ground and pound. But realistically, especially in her last fight against a much smaller woman than that of Jasmine, and she hadn't submitted a gal since 2021. I think just the size and Jasmine's experience fighting good wrestlers and grapplers will be enough for her to get this win. She's only really lost to good UFC caliber women recently and has handled stronger grapplers in Maverick. Near murdered Cachoeira as well. So we're going Jasudavicius. All right, we'll go over this one and then we'll get back to the comments. Okay, guys? Appreciate every single one of you hanging out with us here today. We will be streaming later, and then we will also be doing deep as well. Hey, what's up, Volcan? Hardly the GOAT, but thank you for the kind words. You're the GOAT, Volcan. You inspired this whole stream and the final segment of this stream as well. Joshua Van against Inaji Charles Johnson. Joshua Van finally getting a fight, ladies and gentlemen. Finally getting a fight. 22 years of age, from Myanmar, but fighting out of Houston, Texas. 10-1 as a pro, 5-0 in his last 5 fights, up against Charles Johnson in a G. On a 2-fight win streak. 2-3 in his last 5 fights, but, you know, lost some close decisions. Charles Johnson is one of those who's like rarely gets dominated, but makes the fight close, right? Shoot, even in this win, it was a close fight. It really could have gone either way, in my opinion. But Charles Johnson, insane cardio, so I don't think the elevation is going to bother him too much here. He did track and field before track and field and wrestling before he transferred full-time to mixed martial arts. And against grapplers, he looks really good. But Joshua Van is not a grappler. Joshua Van is going to stuff takedowns like a motherfucker, break from the clinch, and piece you the fuck up. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup here. Not to say that Charles Johnson Energy doesn't have striking at all. No, he proved in that win against Razak Maxim that he does have power. He proved against Jake Hadley, who is more of a boxer, Jake Hadley, I'm getting him mixed up with Nathaniel Wood. Jake Hadley, who's a grappler, but that fight did take place on the feet for a good chunk of that one. He did show that he has striking. And if anything, he showed he had better striking than Hadley in that one. But this is the one where I was like, okay, Azat hurt him at times. Azat forced this to be just a striking match at times, and Energy was all about it. And then this was just such a good fight. This was just such a good fight in regards to it being a back and forth mixed martial arts affair. But anyways, like I said, Energy, he's got that good, well-rounded style. Joshua Van, what a streak this kid has been on. And he's 22 years of age. He is still a kid, ladies and gentlemen. 6 KO TKOs, 2 submissions, 2 decisions, 3-0 in the UFC, 7-1 in Fury FC. Look at all these canceled fights. The poor guy he just wanted to be active in 2024. He did fight in January. Where he beat Felipe Bunes. What's up, Sasha? Good to see you. Beat Kevin Borjas. Dude, Kevin Borjas is good. 9-1. Beat Zagla split decision, but oh, poor guy. You know, if Zumagulov is going to decision, that he's probably going to get robbed. I'm not saying that Van should have lost that one. It was just a close fight. But man, overall, if you look at this guy's record, it's not like he was crushing cans. Again, 4-1 taking on 2-1 guys. Sure, would I have liked to see him take a step up in competition at that point? Sure, but he did in his next fight, and he beat him in the second round. I am going to go with an Energy. He watches these prediction videos. Now, I think this one's a little too late for him to watch because it's a last minute one, and I'm no respect Energy. Don't disrespect Energy, Charles Johnson, but I'm going with Joshua Van on this one. And this is why, man. This is why. Joshua Van has really good takedown defense, 78% takedown defense in the UFC alone. Now, I know Charles Johnson has great grappling. I know he has insane cardio, and this is at elevation, so this might be more in his favor. But Joshua Van lands big shots, man. It only takes a few to connect. I know he's a volume striker, but he does hit harder. And that is going to show better on the judges' scorecards. Because again, Charles Johnson, whether he tries to or not, whether it's just his style, he leaves fights too close to call, for better or for worse. Joshua Van doesn't get rocked often. I think he should and he will force Energy to keep this on the feet, and that is Joshua Van's bread and butter. He is better on the feet, but the pace that Energy puts on his opponents is great, but Energy dominates wrestlers more than he does strikers, in my opinion. I just don't think Energy will also shy away from striking because he's down to fight where his opponent wants to fight because he is overall well-rounded. I just think he will try to employ what he's good at, which is a smothering style when it's probably too late or after he's taken damage. So I'm going with Joshua Van on this one. Just, again, I know like the elevation factor puts all the eggs in Charles Johnson's basket, but you can't overlook the takedown defense of Joshua Van. And it's not like Charles Johnson is this like Olympic wrestler D1. Was he D1 college wrestler? But anyways, a guy with just like, wrestling is his bread and butter. It's his pace, right? His cardio and his ability to do good against wrestlers and grapplers that's got him to the show, and that's keeping him in the show here. But yeah, Joshua Van, that is my pick. Let's get back to the live chat. I'm just loading this one up here. Exercising some demons, man. God. Abdul Razak Alhassan, one of my favorite guys in pre and post press conferences. All right. I'm scrolling up here, making sure I don't miss any of your guys' comments. Anthony Smith said Brundage has the skills to beat or to be a top middleweight. Yeah, well, Anthony Smith still thinks that he's going to win a championship. This card is low-key stacked. What's up, Colostrum? Good to see you, buddy. Anthony Smith also thinks he has made up a relationship with Alex Pereira, so I'll pass on the Blackshear versus Jackson fight. Why? Montel is very fun boxing. I think he just means pass as far as betting. Yeah, this is actually one of the fights I'm looking forward to on this card. Dean Thomas cosplaying Usman is too good in this video. Go check it out, guys. Kline vs. Yasmin is a banger. Don't miss it, y'all. Are we not missing it? We're not missing. We'll be watching it. Bonfim can go far in the division if he fixes his cardio. He has slick jiu-jitsu. Yeah, but I mean, fixing his cardio at elevation, it's not gonna do him any favors here today. Reckon fight for me because I don't know anything about Kline. What time does the prelim start UK time? I don't know UK time, but they start 7 p.m. Eastern. So just plug that into Google and write 7 p.m. Eastern to UK time. Luckily, Loosa is a bit of a gas job himself. Both are good grapplers, but Fatima has better striking than Jasmine. No, I wholeheartedly disagree on that. Fatima has better jiu-jitsu. Unknown bitch. Loosa. Good to see you, Volcan. There you go. Midnight. No, I've watched. 12 at midnight UK time. There you go, Reese. There you go. Good to see you, by the way, Reese. I hope Jasmine gets it done. Joshua Van Army. This stream is growing. Happy to see. Let's go, Volcan. Let's go. Hey, Volcan, one of our longtime subscribers, valued member of our community. He thinks I'll do that. Get in the van, squad. Van versus Alessandro. Who wins? We're not talking about that one right now. Yes, it is, buddy. Yes, it is. Don't forget to smash that like button, brothers. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who's got good picks? Pretty much everybody in the live chat here has good picks. Sasha, you're pretty good. Nice, dude. On a scale of Casey Anthony to SB, how much? Oh my God, denial. Why did I put that on screen? Guys, we're all going to go in some plays. We're going to make a bag. Let's go. This shit is so predictable. No worries, Joshua. I think most of our chat's betting tonight. Asu Alambayev beats Van. Yeah, but he's not fighting Van tonight, Colostrum. G's fighting Van tonight. Motherfuckers watching it, or most insane scale of all time. Motherfuckers watching it should have zero impact on your picks. Don't be James Lynch and Jamal Hill. Joshua gets it done. I got Van, but if Van wins, he versus O'Malley? No. Not even close, dude. I go Johnson on this one. The fuckery, very well explained. Oh, thanks, Sacha. Appreciate you, man. Joshua Van down by the river. Got this. I got to be careful putting Denial's comments on screen right now. Pretty much it. Just don't agree with the pick. Hey, honestly, that's all good, buddy. That's all good. Honestly, I do these picks and predictions videos because I like just to do a little bit of prep for the UFC, and you guys love it. These are back by your guys' demand, and it's just fun to get your guys' takes on the card as well. You guys are the experts, though. Remember that. You guys are the experts. I'm just a combat sports junkie who watches, honestly, more regional and global MMA than I even do UFC these days. But you better believe that we're going to do UFC Fight Companions and do these prediction videos for you guys, the people, the subscribers, those who give me your time to hang out and watch my videos and hang out with us on the live chat, and I really appreciate every single one of you. Don't let the pick get influenced by the fighters watching, brother. If the breakdown is on point, they would still respect the breakdown no matter what I think. I think so too. Joshua, free candy van. Oh. Kendrick versus Drake is Andre Loosa versus Brian battle. Name a more accurate comparison. That's hilarious. Hey, what's up, Latrell? Brian battle fights like he's wasted every time. It's just like this weird sloppy battle. He always comes out on top of. Brian battle is awesome, though. I feel like he's polishing up his style more and more. Brundage decision or Razak KO. My picture terrible, to be honest. No, it's all good. It's all good. Again, comment away. I'm not trying to like hamper anyone's funny comments or conversations live chat. I got to be better at not being Ron Burgundy up in this mouth. They're good until they're knowledge trail, just like the rest of ours. Absolutely. By the way, big shout out to Dirty Rag for being a member as well, dude. Appreciate you. I tell people we are all experts before the fights and dumb butts after. That's why the bookies love us. And that's why this sport is so fucking amazing, right? Because everybody, even there was a guy on the PFL card yesterday. He was what? Plus 25,000 or some shit like that. That's what someone said. They might have added an extra zero. Might have been plus 2,500, which it probably was plus 2,500. Now I'm thinking plus 25,000 is completely fucked. And he won. And he won via submission, right? So anything can happen in this beautiful sport. Hey, what's up, Rust? Good to see you, my friend. Abdul Alhassan will be reborn like the eagle. Van needs to hit Johnson with the body punches. Absolutely. Is it Silva's first 155 fight? First in a while, yes. And it's just because he's only fought a few weeks ago. Don't get me wrong, no hate on battle. It's just always kind of sloppy, but always fun. And Fluffy Hernandez kind of boring, but scrappy. Ugliness to the game. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, Joshua. Thank you so much. Yes, Austin, I don't know if Dober is the one to make the debut with. And we'll get to that soon. All right, guys, keep the comments coming. Like I said, I'm going to catch up with them between previewing these matchups. Cody Brundage, Abdul Razak Alhassan. 12-6 as a pro for Abdul Razak Alhassan. Going through some personal stuff as well recently. And again, if you haven't watched any of his post-fight press conferences, Buckley's a bitch. UFC didn't let him wear his shirt, despite back in the day, they let Tito Ortiz wear Dana's my bitch. Well, I guess they didn't let him because he revealed it after. God, Abdul Razak Alhassan's pre-fight press conference was amazing. I just want to kill a man in there. I just want to exercise the demons. But Cody Brundage seems like a good guy, but I'm going to fucking kill him, man. God, his energy is just infectious. 12-6, like I said, 2-3 in his last 5 fights. So Cody Brundage, 2-3 in his last 5 fights as well. Lost against Bo Nickel. A great slam KO against Zach Reese, but a little fluky. But, you know, it takes technique to land some fluke shots. And then talk about fluke, his win against Malkoun. Superior rule set. Fuck the unified rules. That's all I'm going to say. Lost against Cedric Dumas. That is horrendous and embarrassing. Lost Rodolfo Vieira as well. Abdul Razak Alhassan. 12 KO TKOs, 0 submissions, 0 decisions. That's what we like to see. Only been knocked out once, only been submitted once. Goes the distance in most of his losses. 6-6 in the UFC, 2-0 in Bellator. Lost to Joe Pyfer, but not by getting straight knocked out, although he did get rocked a little bit in that one. Great win against Claudio Ribeiro, who has power as well, right? And this was a very close win against Joaquim Buckley. Beat Chirico, but he was on his way out. And before then, lost to Malkoun, decision. Lost to Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams, a knockout type of guy. And the Monir Lazez fight. I mean, Monir Lazez was 9-1 at that point. I mean, he's still okay. So that's actually not the worst loss. Beat Nico Price, and Nico Price was actually still pretty good. And then knocked out Yahomasi twice in a row. Cody Brundage, again, I'm not impressed by your performance. I've never been impressed by his performance. Both of these guys trained at Elevation, though, by the way. Both of these guys trained at Elevation. So it's not like Brundage is going to have the better cardio, right? He's the He's the punching bag of Factory X. 5 KO TKO, 3 submissions, 1 decision, 1 disqualification, 4-5 in the UFC, 0-1 in Contender Series, and 1-0 in LFA. What's up, Tall Volk? Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, he lost to Cedric Dumas, lost to Rodolfo Vieira. I mean, good win against Zach Reese. That was a very fun way for him to finish that fight. But, like, it was kind of fluky, let's be perfectly honest. And then this one was insanely fluky, as it was a disqualification win. At least he beat Tresean Gore, something that Josh Fremd couldn't do. So there is that. There is that. But lost to Nick Maximov. Come on, bro. Come on. I'm going with Abdul Razak Alhassan on this one. Again, both of them should have good cardio. It's not like Abdul Razak Alhassan is a stranger, I should say, to going the distance. He has gone the distance in fights many times. Now, he doesn't necessarily fare well going the distance because all his wins have come via KO. But like I said, against the Buckley fight, like, that one was a close fight. That one was a close fight. Could have gone either way, if you ask me. I do want to see the rematch in that one. That would be a lot of fun. He's fought and beaten better guys, has brutal power, 50% takedown defense as well. And it's not like Brundage is like a huge threat when it comes to taking down his opponents. He's not like an explosive offensive wrestler. He's good at taking guys down when he clinches them up against the cage and can get that trip. But yeah, 50% takedown defense for Abdul Razak Alhassan. Yeah, I'm going with him. I think the power is going to prevail in this one. I don't even think this goes 3 rounds. I think Abdul Razak Alhassan gets it done. All right, next fight on the card here. Christian Rodriguez against Julian Erosa. Why is the UFC giving Christian Rodriguez a layup? Is disrespectful to Julian Erosa, who's kind of been win one, lose one, win one, lose one for a while. Goes on like a 2-fight win streak, goes on a 2-fight losing streak sort of thing. He's been a good UFC company man for a while. Ultimate Fighter alumni as well. But, like, man, the judges are going to... Like, if this goes the distance, and if it's close, keyword if, the judges and the UFC, they're going to give Christian Rodriguez a free decision, right? Because that's just how it works. He gets a pass when he misses weight. He gets a pass when he clearly loses a fight. He's going to get a free decision. So, like, I don't even have to do a breakdown for this one. Christian Rodriguez is going to win. Even if he gets knocked out legally, the judges and or the UFC are going to be like, no, you know what? Something, back of the head, even though it's like right on the forehead. Julian Erosa disqualified. We're going to give it to Christian Rodriguez. He's somehow, some way, their golden boy for whatever reason. So he's going to win this fight. But in all seriousness, Julian Erosa, 29-11 as a pro, 34 years of age, wrestling background despite his kind of lankier frame. 3-2 in his last 5 fights. He's a slight underdog at plus 190. Training out of Extreme Couture. He's got some good training partners. Has a good gym. 11 KO TKO, 13 submissions. Underrated submission guy. I feel like we don't talk enough about that. We just talk about his wrestling, but it does set up his submissions, and his lanky frame helps that out. What's up, Socrates? 5 decisions, 7-7 in the UFC, 1-0 of Contender Series. Wait, he was from Contenders? He was on Ultimate Fighter back in the day as well, was he not? Okay, yeah, he was. I was going to say, yeah, and then he got cut from the UFC and he made his way back through Contender Series. I remember the season of Ultimate Fighter he was on, so I was like, wait a second. He's a Contender Series guy? No, he was both. But look, yeah, he goes on these little runs, and then he'll go on like a couple fight losing streaks as well. I mean, he beat Ricardo Ramos. Ricardo Ramos isn't that great. Lost to Padilla, lost to Alex Caceres. Dude, what a beautiful win by Alex Caceres in this one. Alex Caceres isn't that bad, ladies and gentlemen. Like, he's getting up there in age, but he's still looking pretty damn good. Better than Julian Erosa at this stage of his career, in my opinion. And but Alex Caceres couldn't beat Sean Woodson. The only fighter to beat Sean Woodson, Julian Erosa, baby. And he got him in a Darce choke. Christian Rodriguez, 11-1 as a pro, 4-1 in his last 5 fights. Out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 26 years of age. 3 KO TKO, 4 submissions, 4 decisions, 4-1 in the UFC, 2-0 in LFA, 1-0 in Bellator, 1-0 off Contender Series. Again, This one makes me fucking sick, but okay, he had a good third round, so he won the fight. Beat Cameron Simon this was a good win. It was a good win. It wasn't like he absolutely dominated Cameron Simon, like Talbot sent him to the shadow realm, but it was a good win regardless. I believe he missed weight for both of these fights, if I'm not mistaken. Out-grappled Raul Rosas Jr., beat Joshua Weems. So, like, some good wins. Don't get me wrong. These are all good wins. It just sucks the circumstance and, like, the storyline in regards to those if you look a little deeper. Hey, what's up? Hud Johns. Good to see you, man. Shout out to you from the land down under. But Reyes Cortez. This was actually a really fun fight on Contender Series. Tracy Cortez's brother. They went to war for 3 rounds. That was a really fun fight. And I thought I'd like Christian Rodriguez after that. And then I just kind of became a hater. I shouldn't say a hater, but like it's just been disappointing. It's just been disappointing how he has been winning his last fights. It's just like make weight and UFC judges judge the fight properly. But anyways, he is at 145 now, doesn't have to struggle to get down to 135, and I do think he wins this fight. I have my notes. Unprofessional. But he's a good grappler. He does have good striking as well. Way younger, stronger. Though Julian Erosa has 13 submissions to his name and has good wrestling, he's past his prime. So he might have a good first round, but I don't think he keeps up, the young Julian Erosa pace, the Juicy J pace throughout this fight. Christian Rodriguez has withstand pressure before, as we saw in the last fight. Christian Rodriguez has good takedown defense, good striking. I'm hoping my pick is wrong, though. I would love nothing more than for Christian Rodriguez to lose to Julian Erosa. All right, one more here, and then we'll get back to your guys' comments. Thank you so much for joining. Christian Lee is fighting in Atlanta. Let's go. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since the double champ has fought. All right. Ange Loosa against Gabriel Bonfim, ladies and gentlemen. Both of these guys need a redemption win after their last performances. Ange Loosa, as Brian Battle said, being a bitch. He quit. He quit with an eye poke that wasn't even that bad. And then Brian Battle, being based, called him out for it. And then Ange Loosa wanted to fight him after that, which, again, what a bitch-ass move there. I love how even Michael Bisping was calling him out with the hot mic, calling Ange Loosa out with the hot mic on that broadcast. And Gabriel Bonfim, man, so much hype, and gasses out quickly against Nicholas Dalby. But Nicholas Dalby's no joke, okay? Nicholas Dalby's no joke. So everyone who's like, oh, he was fraud checked. Dude, that's slapping Nicholas Dalby in the fucking face. 100%. The book is still unwritten on Gabriel Bonfim in the UFC, and he's still a dangerous prospect. Ange Loosa, 30 years of age, 10-3 as a pro, 2-1-1 in his last 5 fights. Sorry, 3-1-1, right? Yeah, 3-1-1 in his last 5 fights. I was like 2-1-1. That doesn't make any sense. He's at a kill cliff, 5 KO TKOs, 1 submissions, 4 decisions. Neither of these guys have a really good gas tank either, by the way, so this is going to be an interesting one. 2-1-1 in the UFC, 0-1 in LFA, and 0-1 on Contender Series. Again, Brian Battle was getting the better of the striking in that one, but it was too early to tell. Brian Battle won the first round. Second round, it was an eye poke. I'm not saying it wasn't an eye poke. I'm just saying it was a way out. It was a way out. Beat Reese McKee. Big fucking whoop. Beat AJ Fletcher. Big fucking whoop, and couldn't even finish these guys. Lost Manuri Lazez, who, again, Lazez is pretty good, so no shame in that. Beat John Howard in XMMA. Lost to Jack Della Maddalena. No shame in that. Yeah, he's good. He's dangerous. Is he great? I don't think so. And does he have the potential to be great? Like I said, the book is still unwritten, but I think he's just as or more dangerous and just has more tools in his tool belt as he's a little bit more well-rounded. I mean, he is Brazilian. You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but every Brazilian is literally born. They come out of the womb in a gi and a couple stripes on their white belt. 26 years of age, 12 submissions, 3 KO TKOs, 2-1 in the UFC, 2-0 in LFA, and 1-0 on Contender Series. And again, his only loss came to Nicholas Dalby after he gassed, and no shame in that. No shame in that. Beat Trevin Giles, Munir Lazez. Again, Lazez is a good opponent, man. Lazez is a good opponent. Trey Waters. We got him in the Von Flu, which was an awesome, quick victory on Contender Series. And even when he was in LFA, like 8-0 guy, 13-3. I love his development. 8-0 goes up against 6-2 guy. Has he crushed some cans here back in whatever this is, SoCam fight? Absolutely. 2-0 going up against a 4-3 guy. Don't hate that at all. And he was ready, and when he was ready to take that step up in competition, he did. And man, I would have loved to see this Carlos Leal fight, by the way, in LFA. That would have been awesome. But yeah, both of these guys have to be motivated to get a win back for pride, redemption, and I'm going with Gabriel Bonfim on this one. Like I said, last performance for both guys. Not impressed by their performance. But Loosa couldn't finish McKee or Fletcher. He's more of a one-dimensional striker, just really relying on his straight punches and doesn't have the movement that Gabriel Bonfim has. And Gabriel Bonfim has that movement more so to set up his takedowns, to try to get in to get into a position where he can set up submissions. I think he has more tools grappling, especially in his finishing ability there. Cardio at elevation, though, is something to watch for both of these guys. Bonfim is way bigger than him. Dalby is better than the guys that Ange Loosa has lost to as well, despite me talking up Lazez. This is the battle of the comebacks, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going Gabriel Bonfim. All right, let's get back to the comments here in a sec. I just want to get this one up on screen. Tapology, I know you got to make your money, bro, but like literally, I'm refreshing it so that we don't get this little bar here on top. Guess how many pop-ups have come up. Okay, 5th refresh. Guess how many pop-ups. 829, bro. According to my pop-up blocker. Absolute, like, I mean, dude, make your money off like at least like 300, but like 800? Bro. Okay, whatever. I'm going to stop refreshing it because... Oh. There we go. Okay, back to the comments we go. Clip it. Oh, me with impersonating or quoting Alhassan. Brundage has the Smith cosign, so therefore I pick Alhassan. I'd love to see Razak land the kill shot, but I'm not sure it happens. And if it don't, Cody wins the decision or chokes him out. Dude, those back-to-back slam KOs was great. Abdul's a 50-50 fighter. All Kamaru Usman picks were trash to me. You go under 1.5 on this one. What's up, tall? Abdul, too easy. Hey, pinche Walter, my man. Good to see you. Long-time subscribers, my boy Walter here. Good to see you, my friend. I flipped to Cody because I can see Razak being a turtle on his back. So true. That was a gift of a decision. Don't be a framist? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Faber was his coach, I think. Keisha says, the California kid. I remember calling him Juicy J. Woodson is built like one of the worms from Men in Black, Slenderman. Oh, dude, that is hilarious. Honestly, he does remind me more of the Men in Black worms than he does than the Slenderman. Good to see you, Hud Johns. I really believe Christian Rodriguez is a dark horse in that division, despite his professional shortcomings. Well, now he's at 145. C-Rod, what's up, 4 Ounce to Freedom? Guys, go subscribe to my friend Zach. Go subscribe to 4 Ounce to Freedom. You think I have a pulse on the regional beat? Nah, this guy is the regional beat, ladies and gentlemen. So stoked to see Christian Lee fighting again. Keisha. Yeah, no, let me know. He does if he makes it. Loosa's a monster. Still got a laugh. I thought Dalby beat Renat. Close fight. Bonfim via sub. C-Rod is the GOAT. Why you hating? Unprofessionalism and robbery. But having said that, I did pick him to win, Funkmaster. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're feeling better, Funkmaster. I know you said you were under the weather the last couple days, so I hope you're feeling better. But I would say Loosa had a competitive fight with JDM. He did. Denial. I heard Bonfim snapped his own umbilical cord. with like a Darce choke. Sweeney yesterday was a disgrace, missing weight by 6.5, but still, he knew Nascimento would have smoked him. Oh, dude, Nascimento, tough as nails, man, tough as nails. The Great American Chin. What's up, Mark? That's an interesting comment indeed. Mark Rich, you getting rich off this card? You got any big bets on this one? Again, big shout to everyone in the live chat here. Big shout to everyone in the live chat here. Don't forget to smash that like button. Let's try to get this stream to 30 likes before we wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, next fight on the card, Drew Dober against Jean Silva. Jean Silva fought, 2 weeks ago at 145. Haha, psych, he didn't make 145. But he's back here again. He didn't take a lot of damage or any damage really at all against Charles Jourdain. So quick turnaround here against Drew Dober. Jean Silva, 13-2 as a pro, 5-0 in his last 5 fights. This one is pretty even. Him being the slight favorite at -115. He's got that death touch, ladies and gentlemen, but he's had that death touch against 145ers. Okay, he's had that death touch against 145ers. For the most part in his career, 13-2 as a pro, still only 27 years of age. He's one of them fighting nerds. 10 KOT KOs, 2 submissions, 1 decisions, 2-0 in the UFC, 1-0 off Contender Series. Again, Charles Jourdain never been knocked out. He was able to rock him and TKO him. Weston Wilson, he's okay, but he's pretty chinny, so whatever. Still a good win for Jean Silva, not taking it away from him. Kevin Vagelos, he couldn't put him away, but this guy, dude, like, he's got like a Chad chin. Kevin Vagelos is hard to put out, and he went back to Samurai Fighting House in Argentina and became the champ. So he is good. He is good. Knocked out a 9-9 guy, knocked out a 4-0 guy. A lot of first round finishes here. Now, these 2 guys, pretty good opponents. Shoot, these 3 guys, pretty good opponents. So flying knee as well in that one. I don't know if you guys have seen that highlight, but it is incredible. Look, this guy's a finishing machine. He's a finishing machine who doesn't go the distance often. So it's going to be interesting to see if this fight does go the distance at elevation, and him just fighting 2 weeks ago, struggling even to make weight up against Drew Dober, who is out of Denver. So he's used to this. He's got good cardio in the mountains or at sea level. 27-13-0 for Drew Dober. 3-2 in his last 5 fights. And I'm just going to say this. If Money Moicano couldn't submit Drew Dober, you think that this fucking Brazilian's going to? Nah, bro. Nah. Just saying. So submission win for Silva is off the table for anyone who wanted to pick that. 11 KOT KOs, 9 submissions, 7 decisions, a very well-rounded career. He's only been knocked out twice, and the one against Frivola was over a year ago now. Lost 4 times via submission, and most of his losses come via decision. 13-9-1 in the UFC, 1-0 in Bellator. Fun fight against Renato Moicano, like a clash of styles, right? A clash of styles, and there was even a clash of heads in that clash of styles. Beat Ricky Glenn. Again, lost him at Frivola. Shout out to Steamroller. What a beautiful shot in that one. Beat Bobby Green, Rafael Alves, Terrence McKinney. All good wins, man. All good wins. Lost a unanimous decision to Brad Riddell. That fight mostly was on the feet. Brad Riddell, though he's had his ups and downs in MMA, like he's had one of the best fights that I've seen in recent years against Fiziev. He's a very talented kickboxer. And again, not going to blame him for losing to Islam Makhachev. It is what it is. But he did force that to a 3rd round, dude. He did force that to a 3rd round. So like his wrestling isn't horrendous. And his submission defense isn't horrendous either. And he's got a pretty good chin. And this is at 155, his weight class. So I'm going with Drew Dober on this one. Slight underdog. Very slight here. It's pretty much a pick'em. But having said that, if Silva took time to build himself up to 155, right? Put on some muscle, prepare his body to be a 155er, to compete with guys who could be fighting at 170, but cut that weight to get to 155. prepare himself to fight bigger, taller guys who might hit just as hard as him at this weight class, I'm picking him, right? He did just fight 2 weeks ago as well. He had issues making weight. I don't know what went into that, whether he just got to those final few pounds and was like, fuck this. I don't need this paycheck. I'll have a quick turnaround. Wink, wink, nudge, judge. Maybe he knew this was in the works. I don't know. But there must have been some sort of factor there. There must have been some sort of factor there. And he was KOing guys at 145. So if Silva took the time to build to 155, if he didn't fight just a couple weeks ago, and if he was KOing guys at 155, dude, I would pick him. I wouldn't even hesitate to pick him. But where the hesitation from me came, and ultimately my pick for Drew Dober, was because those are all factors. Those are all factors. He hasn't built to 155 yet. He did just fight 2 weeks ago. And he recently has been KOing guys at 145. And he's not that big for a 145er as well, just in like stature. Now, does he hit like a fucking Mack truck? Does he have that death touch? So far, yeah. But it's not like he's knocking out even the toughest guys with good chins. He couldn't knock out Vajeos. He couldn't knock out Vajeos, ladies and gentlemen. And that's saying something, because Drew Dober is a better fighter than Vajeos. He really is. Drew Dober, like I said, has only been KO'd twice in his career, and the last one was over a year ago. Drew Dober is a scrappy volume striker who has power in his own right. Doesn't have the death touch power, though. And who also has decent grappling. He's just well-rounded. He's bigger. He's stronger. Moicano didn't sub him. So this Brazilian sure as hell ain't subbing him either. I'm going with Drew Dober on this one. Hey, what's up, Musical MMA? Great to see you streaming again. I saw you busking this morning. I was listening. Big shout out to Musical MMA, guys. Great channel, especially if you're into music. His live streams are awesome. You donate and give him a suggestion, and he'll play the song for you, even if he's not familiar with the song. Shout out to Girl in the Dirty Shirt. Thank you for playing that one. One of my favorite Oasis songs of all time. All right. We're going to get through the co-main and main, then we'll get back to the comments, guys. And then in the final segment, I will give my degenerate parlay of the week, my safe parlay of the week, and then Volkan told me I should give a lock of the week. I hate giving locks of the week because when I get them wrong, and I will get them wrong, people are just going to come after me with pitchforks and flaming torches, but that's why I have bars on my window. And I'm not even kidding. I had to put bars on my window as I started streaming to protect my household. Shout out to St. Paul Steel, the best steel company in St. Paul, Minnesota. All right. Santiago Ponzinibbio against Muslim Salikhov. Oh, I was, whatever you want to call it, whatever verb conjugation I should be speaking in. I've always loved the king of Kung Fu, and I still do to this day, but Father Time is undefeated, ladies and gentlemen. Father Time is undefeated, and he has not looked good as of late. His losses as of late have not aged well, whereas Santiago Ponzinibbio, 2 back-to-back split decision losses against fucking Jeff Neal and Michel Pereira. Beat Alex Morono. That one was interesting, though, because Alex Morono took that fight on short notice and actually looked good in the opening rounds, but, he was able to finish him. I think Santiago Ponzinibbio was probably like, what the fuck? Alex Morono's actually doing really well in this one. And that fight actually sold me on Alex Morono for a little bit, until Alex Morono's next 2 fights. But anyways, he did get knocked out, though, by Kevin Holland, but he looked good in the opening round. He looked good again in the opening round against Kevin Holland, where the king of Kung Fu, man, lost to Randy Brown brutally. Lost to Nicholas Dalby. I guess no shame in that, because Nicholas Dalby, despite him being pretty much 40 years of age as well, he's still a fucking Chad. Beat Ange Fialho, which again, who wasn't knocking out Ange Fialho? He's getting knocked out in UAE Warriors as we speak. Got knocked out Li Jingliang, who's good but not great. And then a win over Francisco Trinaldo, who's basically on his way out. I've always been a supporter of the king of Kung Fu, but yeah, it's hard to pick him here today. But getting into mixed martial arts late in his career after a huge run in kickboxing was very, very cool. I don't know, was he Olympic gold medalist? Anyways, he placed at the Olympics early in his career as well. 12 KO TKO, 3 submissions, 4 divisions. Just a fun fighter to watch. Meridian Heights, Ponzi is not as washed as King of Kung Fu right now, and that is fact, my man. That is fact. 6 and good to see you, by the way, Meridian Heights. 6-4 in the UFC, 3-0 in the former Mighty, and it's not Mighty as anymore. M1. I really who else in the live chat, by the way, and I will get you guys comments here in a sec, but like who else watched M1 like religiously back in the day? It was such a fun promotion, man. It was such a fun promotion. 12 KO TKOs, 3 submissions, 4 decisions. Again, Randy Brown, Nicholas Dalby is not a bad loss. Li Jing, I guess, not the worst loss either, but he got knocked out by him, got knocked out by Randy Brown. This was a good win, but this was back in 2020, man. This was 4 years ago. This was 4 years ago, bro. 4 years ago. But his run in the UFC before then, I did like. He fought in Kunlun. He's fought all over the world as well. Again, just super fun style to watch, especially the way he was able to translate it into mixed martial arts. But Santiago Ponzinibbio, I do not believe he's washed yet. Are both of these guys past their prime? Abso-freaking-lutely, ladies and gentlemen. Abso-freaking-lutely. 16 KO TKOs, 4 submissions, 7 decisions, 11-6 in the UFC. And again, he looked good in the first round. In the second round, he didn't look that bad either against Kevin Holland. But yeah, Kevin Holland was able to run away with it and knock him out in the third. Struggled a little bit against Alex Morono in the first round because Alex Morono fights with like this weird light on his feet pace in the first round, then seemingly gasses. And I know Alex Morono took this fight on short notice as well, but yeah, he took him out. Split decision against Pereira, no shame in that. Split decision against Jeff Neal, no shame in that. Now I know that was in 2021 and 2022, and he's had a lot of canceled fights. He hasn't been as active, but he was facing a lot of injuries before going into this one, and he actually looked pretty damn good. Battle of the old farts. I'm going Santiago Ponzinibbio. Again, I'm rooting. I like both of these fighters. Like, as just a fan of the sport, I've always liked these fighters. I've never really rooted against either of them. And I'm not in this one, but like, I would like to see Salikhov win. You know, like from just a personal preference, I want to see the King of Kung Fu get one last win and then maybe retire, assuming he doesn't have many fights left on his contract. But I think Santiago Ponzinibbio is going to win. Both older and past their prime. Salikhov's losses haven't aged as well as Ponzinibbio's recently, whereas Santiago, again, losing split decisions and looking good against Holland. One of the reasons why I'm picking him. Historically, though, Muslim Salikhov is dangerous. His kicks are insane. Santiago Ponzinibbio, though, is bigger, and despite both in decline, I truly believe he has more gas left in the tank. He's got good boxing. He can keep the fights on the feet and in the range that he wants to be in, which is kind of that mid-range, not putting himself in striking distance of Salikhov's kicks. However, Salikhov's side kicks, those oblique kicks, the kicks to the knees, shoot those spinning heel kicks, like those are going to be dangerous. And that's what made that Salikhov and Zaleski fight so much fun. They both had such a cool like kicking element to their style. Good low kicks, by the way, from Ponzinibbio as well. So maybe he takes away some of those dangerous tools of Salikhov early. I love Salikhov. Fun career, but I think Ponzinibbio takes this one. All right, main event of the evening, then we'll get back to your guys' comments here. Thank you so much for your patience and for joining us here. Don't forget to smash that like button. We're trying to get to 30 likes on this stream before we hang up the gloves. Take a little bit of a break, then come back for UFC and Deep Impact. That is right, guys. I could care less about this UFC card compared to Deep tonight. That is right. Superior rule set. None of this fake MMA unified rule set bullshit. We have the superior rule set coming back tonight in Japan with Deep Impact 120, and I hope to see you all there to watch some real MMA, none of this fake ass unified rule set bullshit. Anyways, I digress. Tracy Cortez against Rose Namajunas. Tracy Cortez had a crying as she was cutting off her hair, which riddled me this. She's holding her hair on the scale. Wouldn't she weigh the same? Anyways, I guess not. 11-1, or did they maybe weigh her first and then she like grabbed her hair and was like, I'm the best. like Rose. She's the underdog here, and it's crazy that she's the slight underdog here. She's crazy that she's a slight underdog here. Like I thought, like there's some underdogs who are there's some lines on this card that are way more skewed. I don't understand why it's this close. But regardless, Tracy Cortez 11-1 as a pro, 5-0 in her last 5 fights. She's on a tremendous win streak right now. Trains at a Fight Ready, good gym, and she's trained with the Pitbull brothers in the past as well. 1 KO, TKO, 1 submission, 9 decisions. Her only loss came via submission. 5-0 in the UFC, 2-1 in Invicta, and 1-0 off Contender Series. Good win against Jasudavicius. We talked about that earlier. It was a good back and forth fight, but she clearly was the winner in that one. Melissa Gatto. Good win there. Good win against Stephanie Egger. Don't like that this one went split decision, but it is what it is. Look, and she has a win against Erin Blanchfield, but that was back in 2019. She's one of the better women in her division. Let's be perfectly honest. But now that Rose Namajunas moved up, she's here to take that throne. Thug throne. 12-6 as a pro. Former champ at 115. 3-2 in her last 5 fights, and had a victory against Amanda Ribas. I caught myself there because that was not a good fight. That was not a fun fight at all. 12-6 as a pro. 32 years of age. 2 KO, TKO, 5 submissions, 6 decisions. 10-5 in the UFC. Former champ, like I said, 2-1 in Invicta. Beat Amanda Ribas. Had a really good fight against Manon Fior. Close fight with one hand. She broke her hand in that fight and still looked really good against Manon Fior. This was an absolute disgrace and is the reason I do not root for Rose Namajunas anymore. She's fucking dead to me. She's a disgrace to the sport of mixed martial arts because of this fight. Like, what the fuck? Especially coming off that win against 2 wins against Weili Zhang. A war in this one and a fucking beautiful knockout in that one. Good win against Jessica Andrade when Jessica Andrade was still buzzing. Denial knows about Jessica Andrade. Bow, chicka, wow, wow. Barely beat Amanda Ribas. Joanna Jędrzejczyk, she beat twice. I mean, she's getting up there in age, but she utilized her grappling in this one as well, which is something I think she's going to do against Tracy Cortez, because Tracy Cortez isn't a grappler, guys. Look at all of her fights, man. Look at all of her fights. She's lost via submission. Okay. And she only has 1 submission victory. Her fights are mostly controlling in the clinch, escaping from the clinch, and fighting a striking affair. Rose Namajunas is way more of a better grappler. I truly believe that she is more well-rounded in that department than that of Tracy Cortez. Now, am I rooting for Tracy Cortez? Absolutely. I cannot fucking stand Rose Namajunas. I think I hate her more than any fighter in any promotion of mixed martial arts or just any sport outside of even combat sport. She's fucking dead to me. Disgrace to the sport. I will never forgive her for that fucking fight against Carla Spicer. It's a fucking disgrace. It's a disgrace. Flat out, absolute disgrace. But I cannot pick with my heart. I have to pick with my head, and I'm picking Rose Namajunas for this one. Great fight against Fiora with 1 fucking hand. Very well-rounded. And she's prepared for a 5-round fight as well, training at Elevation. Tracy Cortez had a tough weight cut, was not training for a 5-round fight. And though she says she was acclimated, she's only been in Denver for a week and 3 or 4 days. Tracy Cortez does have a 78% takedown defense, though. I did look that up. So that's one of the reasons why she doesn't get taken down too easily. But in the 4th round, shoot, in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round, again, that's where I think that takedown defense will start to fade. Rose is the better striker. She does have better wrestling. I just don't think that Cortez will be technically better. She might be stronger because she is bigger, but I just don't think technically on the feet she's going to be better than Rose Namajunas. I think Rose Namajunas does have the better footwork. I don't think she'll allow Tracy Cortez to hit her as much. She'll force Tracy Cortez to blitz a little bit. What's up, Spyro? And yeah, just overall, I think Rose Namajunas is just better everywhere. It's a volume striker with 1 submission on her record against a more well-rounded fighter and former champ in Rose Namajunas, who has had a few fights at this weight class now and is prepared for a 5-round fight. Tracy Cortez, I'd be a little bit less bullish if she actually took the time to prepare for a 5-round fight, and for Rose Namajunas. But this was a later replacement, and there's no way you're going to prepare to fight in Denver 5 rounds this quickly. So I'm going with Rose Namajunas on this one. Quickly, before we get back to the comments here, let me give you my degenerate and safe parlay of the week, brought to you by our friend Volkan. He inspired this segment. We'll start with the safe parlay. Christian Rodriguez, Gabriel Bonfim, Santiago Ponzinibbio. That's my safe parlay of the week. Degenerate parlay of the week. We're going with Maria Agapova, Cody Brundage, and Tracy Cortez. Bunch the safe and degenerate parlay together, and I'm sure the odds pay well. Lock of the week, it's fucking Christian Rodriguez. And it makes me fucking sick. All right, let's get back to the comments here, guys. I missed a lot of them, so please be patient as I try to get through these. I did mark the last one here. This gastronaut weed has my rocket blast into the moon. Nice, dude. Nice, dude. Yeah, I think I'm going to stay off the cannabis for the rest of the summer. Probably get back into it in September. Hopefully I'll have more money then. Still feel like ass. Had to leave work early yesterday and called off today. Thanks, my guy. Getting better, hopefully. Yeah, feel better, my friend. Feel better. Drew versus Chandler. If I get rich today, it'll heal me. Funkmaster Flay. What's up, Jay? Again, Jay, hope you feel better, buddy. I know there's something going on with you, and I hope that you get the help you need. Silva's too light on the Dober skin tone chart for Dober to win. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
He's so excited to fight. Jay, we still love you. Just know that. I think this is up a weight class from the last fight, too. Yep. Dober punches well between combos and with power in firefights. Silva's a little old and leaves... Well, Silva's not old. He's only 27 and leaves gaps to get hit there for let's fucking go American Dad chin Dober. Dober's 35. Silva's only 27. Well, Socrates, he didn't make weight for his last fight even, so was still a lightweight technically. Meridian Heights, it's great to see you, my friend. Yo, just got an email about my gifted membership to this channel. I didn't even know anything about it until just now, so thank you, whoever gifted it to you. A big shout out to those who've been gifted memberships. Appreciate all the support to this channel, helping us grow the community. I think Silva KOs Drew. Brazilians are very high on Silva. What's up, Sunkiss Selection? Thank you so much for all the support you show this channel as well. I was liking Drew, but something is telling me Silva is a star. Imagine that, Sunkiss. Dober's hands are like T-Rex. That is true. MA recent bias here. Always good to be contrarian. Again, hello, mate. Big shout out to Musical MMA. Drew doesn't wrestle, but he's not bad at wrestling at all. Drew, Dober equals scrappy. Nate Diaz equals slappy. Oh, my goodness.
Exactly that.
St. Paul Steel, baby. Message, good to see you. Hello, nice to see you. Tomorrow I'll start holiday Rotos, but UFC will be watching on mobile phone. Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Hope to see you in the UFC chat later. Ponzi washed too, in my opinion. This is 50-50. Ponzi might be washed. I hope not. We'll see. I think King of Kung Fu got this. I hope so, Funkmaster. Crossing my fingers, knocking on wood, and I picked Ponzinibbio to win, but I'm hoping that the King of Kung Fu takes it. I like Ponzi and don't wish ill, but the fade has been real. Both might be washed, but I'm not picking Muslim at all. Santiago Tapology pick just looks like he wants to pose. Santiago, even Brazilian. No, he's Argentinian. I like Argentinian fighters. They won me some money. Time moves so fast. It's crazy. Seems like yesterday that Ponzi was so good. Dude, I know, dude. He was on the Ultimate Fighter Latin America. Isha, favorite fighter, try to remain calm now, but nope, didn't. She's the best. Couple dramatic ass attention seekers. Santiago, not one of those Argentina's fighters, though. Holding the hair on the scale, so dramatic. We'll see which Rose shows up. Yo, what's up, Irish Animal? Manon equals overrated. I don't think she's overrated. I think she's rated exactly where she needs to be. Barely beat Amanda Ribas. What's up, Jason? Good to see you, my friend. No, what was it? What was it? Tracy Cortez is fast. Going to be interesting. Dober Silva is going to be great. Let's go, Jason. Thank you so much for stopping in, my friend. Guys, by the way, we have 30 people watching, and our like goal on this video is 30 likes. So smash that like button. Getting half my finger cut off at the Las Vegas airport. What? John Jones speaking in tongues. Yes, also, clearly Junkin comes out again. Probably back page looking for his next pincushion patty. Really, Coach John Jones, Ultimate Fighter. Love that guy. I agree about Rose. Disgraceful. Should have been Rose versus Natalia Silva. Dude, Natalia Silva, I'm pretty high on. Good to see you, Spyro. Thank you so much, as always, for becoming a member of the channel and jumping in the membership stream and jumping in every stream that we do, brother. Means a lot. She's not bigger. Do you see that face off? I don't agree on that. Rose moving up, but she has big frame and def filled out on the move up. This Tracy Cortez has more muscle is what I meant to say. But you're right. Rose has filled up since moving up. I'll take that one on the chin. 2023 was the year of the underdog. 2024 is the year of the cash out. They're both mental cases. If Rose is dialed, she will win. Hey, what's up, Josh? Good to see you. I have some rude parlays placed, bro. Let's go, Josh. Big shout out to Josh, longtime subscriber to the channel as well. Tracy fought off Jasudavicius aggression off well, though, and got backed up off the mat when held down. Tracy is strong. Well, they're going to give him whatever he doesn't earn to solid lock. Tracy was so damn dramatic about her hair and weight cut. Hey, what's up, Claw Matthias? Good to see you. Good to see you, my man. I've just watched the highlights of Namajunas versus Sparza, and now I'm depressed. Hope all is well, chat. Let's get this money. Yeah, can't stand Tracy besides visually. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
I have Dober. Wild, not... Oh, okay, Wild. Yeah, I was going to say, he's only 27. Also, how's Tracy acting like this short notice fight is why she missed weight when she was scheduled to fight next week? Exactly that.
Exactly that.
What's up, Bill Cat? Good to see you, buddy. You got Tracy Cortez. What's up, chat? Drama. Asta just drama. Shout out to St. Paul Steel. Shout out to St. Paul Steel. I'm the best. I'm the best. Yeah, that tweet series is worth a look. After tonight, you'll become a Rose fan again. I will never, ever become a Rose Namajunas fan again. If my grandma catches my floor again, jeez, Sean. Blackshear versus Johnson. I don't want to go through every single one again, Claw. So I will, I'll let you know, but if you want to hear my full breakdown, I advise you to rewind the tape, but I have Blackshear winning. She's the best. Yo, what's up, Hoggy from home? Good to see you. I'll drop a like on all accounts, but for now, just jumping on this one. Thank you so much, Hoggy from home. Well, that's going to do it for this picks and predictions video, ladies and gentlemen. I will add timestamps in a moment, Claw. If you want to go back and watch. But yeah, we went through the full picks. I gave my degenerate parlay, I gave my safe parlay, and I gave my lock. But guys, don't hold me to those because you guys are the experts. You guys actually bet on the sport. I just make picks for fun, and it's an excuse to jump on stream and hang out with you guys again. We'll be back for UFC later. We'll be back for the real MMA later today, which is Deep 120. And I say real MMA because it doesn't have these garbage, fake-ass, disgraceful unified rules that the UFC employs. They have the real superior rule set. Knees to grounded opponents, soccer kicks to the motherfucking face, 12-6 elbows, and fucking stomps, ladies and gentlemen. Deep 120 tonight. We'll have all of that and more. Like and subscribe, guys. Really appreciate you all. Hey, Safe Man, catch you soon. Yes, sir, Musical. It's good to see you in the chat, man. Keep on keeping on with the busking, dude. You've inspired me to actually go. I went to an open mic actually last week. Took out the old dusty guitar again. Polished up the old windpipes and played a couple songs at this open jam, and hope to do some content on the channel, some musical content with Kyle again. And you're the inspiration, my man. So keep up the good work. See you all later. Good to see you all. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an upload, so you never miss a live stream. And do not forget, always remember, It's Herb Dean's fault. See you tonight for UFC, guys. Peace.
Yeah.